Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Eric from Tech. I know it's been a while since my last video, but I hope this new one will make up for it, guys. I got a message from Blackview asking me whether I wanted to review one of their new phones. And of course, who am I to refuse an offer like this? So of course I said yes, and it arrived on my table ready to be unboxed for you guys. So in this video, I'm going to be unboxing the Blackview Oscal C20 PRO. So what are we waiting for, guys? Let's get this unboxing going. So I've got my trusty pocket knife over here. Let me open up the box. So based on their color scheme, they're calling this the airy blue color. And if you can see the specs at the back, it's a budget phone. So you'll know that the price is pretty low. This is going to be the first really budget phone that I'm going to be reviewing on the channel, guys. And it does say it's designed in Italy. So let's see how the phone looks. So it's your usual unboxing experience. Let's take out the phone, and it looks like it already has the jelly case installed. So that's pretty new. First time I'm seeing something like that, but let's set it aside for now. Let's see what else is in here. So you've got your manuals, quick start guide, and you've got so the phone still uses a micro USB cable. So I was expecting it to be at least a USB-C, but this is what it came with. And of course you've got the charger, which I'm seeing here, this is a 6-watt charger. So let's see how fast or how slow this 6-watt charger can charge up the phone. And doesn't seem to be anything else in the box, guys. So there is no included headset. Let's take a look at the phone. Does it have a headphone jack? Yes, it does. So you can still plug in one of your headphone jacks lying around. And you can see here, this is the Oscal C20 PRO. It has a 6-inch HD Plus water drop screen, 2GB of RAM, and 32GB of storage. That's a pretty average 3380 mAh battery, and the camera system is 2 megapixels on the front, or the selfie shooter, and an 8 megapixel rear. Hey, so let's remove this. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Hang on, guys. Okay, so removing the jelly case actually removed the back cover. So this is actually telling me that the phone has a removable battery. So in case you need to replace the battery, it should be pretty straightforward. So let me try to get this back case out of the jelly case. Hang on, guys. So there you go, guys. Actually, the box indicated that this had a blue phone, but opening it up, it actually had the apple green color. So let me just connect the back case. And you know what this phone reminds me of? I've got an iPhone 12 here, and it's pretty similar, guys. This is actually just a bit bigger, but color wise it's pretty close, and the camera system is also very similar to an iPhone. So maybe they're trying to get an iPhone feel or iPhone vibe on this Oscal C20 PRO. Now I've got the iPhone 12 Pro Max here. This has a triple camera system similar to this, but from what I saw in the specs, this only has a single rear camera. So I'm not sure if any of these other cameras are working. And as you can see there, it's powered by Android Go edition. So the main difference between stock Android and Android Go is that with Android Go, most of the app or the Google services and apps installed on the phone is the light version. It's basically built for low-powered systems like this one. So looking at the phone, doesn't seem to have any form of fingerprint scanner. So this tells me that you're probably going to be using a PIN or a password, and most likely face recognition. So before I discuss the price on the phone, let me discuss a couple of the key specs. So as I mentioned before at the beginning of the video, this phone has a 6-inch HD Plus display with a resolution of 720 by 1560. It does have a water drop display, but I'm noticing that the chin at the bottom and at the top is pretty thick. I guess it is a budget phone for a reason. Can't really expect it to have very thin bezels. And of course, at this price point, guys, I don't think there is any form of Gorilla Glass protection, so I recommend getting a tempered glass or a screen protector right away to protect the screen on this phone. And talking about the build and design of the phone, like I said, it does remind me of an iPhone because of the triple camera setup look. And at the side, you've got all the buttons at the right side, so you've got the volume up and volume down and the power button. And at the left, it's pretty empty. Guess I didn't lock it in really tight. And it seems to have a single downward firing speaker at the bottom, and you've got your micro USB port. And at the top, you've got your headphone jack. Kind of actually wondering why they decided to add a water drop notch, because they could have actually moved the display a bit lower because of that thick bezel at the bottom, and then just use a traditional camera at the top, so at least the display is not interrupted by this notch. In terms of CPU and memory, this actually uses a Unisoc octa-core chipset, and it's actually rated at around 1.6 GHz. It has 2GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, and it does have support for a micro SD card. So if you think that 32GB is not enough, you can actually install or put in a micro SD card to increase your storage. So if you're interested in getting one of these budget phones, it actually comes in four cool colors. So you've got the airy blue, so you've got apple green that I've got right here, you've got a lavender purple, and a midnight black. Now of course, I'm still interested in finding out how well or how good the single downward firing speaker will sound on this phone, because if you're going to be watching or consuming media content, then a decent speaker system is a must, guys. Good thing this has Google services installed, which is a refreshing change, because I've been primarily reviewing China versions of phones, or gaming phones to be exact, and you have to install those Google services or the Google Play Store separately in order to even install YouTube. So let me run YouTube here. Okay, let's start the test, guys. Maximum volume. Okay, to be honest, not too bad, guys. It gets pretty loud. Of course, you're not going to be getting any hint of bass, but it should do well enough, especially when you're watching Netflix or YouTube videos. And of course, you've still got the headphone jack up top, so you can use your favorite headset when using the phone. And one cool feature there is you've got an FM radio, but of course, you're going to be needing a pair of headsets that will act as your antenna in order to make use of this function. Now in terms of pricing, this phone is actually available on Lazada right now, and it's only selling for 4,099 Philippine peso. If you convert that directly to US dollars, it's going to be around 82, and for my viewers in India, it's going to be costing you around 6,084 Indian rupees, which is an insanely low amount to pay for a phone like this, especially since it has a pretty big 6-inch display. So who is the target audience for these kind of phones? Based on the specs and the screen size itself, I can actually highly recommend this phone, especially because of the big 6-inch display, and it does have dual 4G support, so it's going to be very useful in online learning. And of course, students are not going to be just purely learning or doing online learning on this phone. They might want to play some games every now and then. I know here in the Philippines, a lot of students play Mobile Legends, so we'll see if this phone can actually play it decently. Because if it does, then this phone has my thumbs up. Seems to be able to handle the main UI just fine. Let's see what kind of settings we can get. So set the graphics as smooth. Keep it there. HD mode, okay. Low resolution optimization. Now let's try out damage text, no shadows. So I'll give it some time to download all the resources, and then we can try out a test match. So be right back.
A few moments later.
So alright guys, so it does manage to play Mobile Legends pretty well. Of course you can't expect the high frames or the 60 frames per second option with such a budget phone, but gaming wasn't too bad to be honest. Didn't lag as much as I thought it would, so it is perfectly playable. So this is a good budget option for students who will need a phone for online learning and of course to play games during their free time. So I've added the purchase link in the video description below, so please check it out guys. So I'll go ahead and end this not so quick unboxing and initial impressions of the Oscal C20 Pro guys. Let me know if this is one piece of tech that you want to get, but until then, a sub would be massively appreciated. Please like and subscribe, hit that bell icon notification, and see you all in my next one.